park, especially the North Cascades, these mountains as a fortress that's pretty impenetrable, especially to zombies. They don't like to crawl very hard. They're not very good at climbing. But if you practice and work at it, you can get better at climbing. So there's a lot of high points to escape to. This is Sauk Mountain. It lies right outside of the park boundary, just west of here, near in Rockport State Park. How many of you guys have been up Sauk Mountain? Well, if you're looking for a great view and you actually don't want to work for it, like to hike, you can drive up 4,400 feet and get this view. This is pretty much from the parking lot. It's incredible. You can see on a clearer day the Olympic Mountains, and it makes it a great vantage point to survey for an onslaught of the dead. So here is a park map, and I don't have my pointy stick, or the laser pointer's broken. But Thunder Creek is this trail here. It just comes straight down from where we are in Colonial Campground. And you can take that about 32 miles or so down to Lake Chelan, down to Stehekin, which is right at the north point of Lake Chelan. And it is one of the most remote towns in the United States. So odds are you would be able to get here, hike down, and let them know before they even found out that there was a zombie apocalypse. So it's a great place to escape to. And there's an orchard out there that you can pick free apples at if you ever go visit. It's a good place to refuel. We also have several other routes that go north to the Canadian border. The East Bank Trail being a really good one. It goes up along the right side, up here along Ross Lake. And we've got some amazing peaks to climb in the park to escape for further vantage points. Desolation. Mount Terror is a little bit harder to get to, but it's along the picket range. So this is the view. Oh, thank you. Let's see if I can tighten the beam a bit. I don't know, that one's not going to... So if you look at the little glowing light, like Tinkerbell, that's Ross Lake. So this is the East Bank Trail. And then you can go this route, which is Big Beaver here. It's Little Beaver and Big Beaver, and that connects over around Mount Shuksan and into Canada. Now if you go this route to get to Canada, up at Hosamine we have a fantastic place to go camping there, and that's actually free. You have to do a little work by driving around to Canada or hiking up there, but you save $12 a night. So I personally feel it's well worth it. Now you're still about 40 miles from Hope, British Columbia, but just to give you an incentive to want to hike 40 miles to Hope, that's where they filmed parts of Rambo. And if anybody knows a thing or two about survival, it's Rambo. So they're very proud of that fact, actually. This is a view from Desolation. We have many fire lookouts in the park that you can hike to enjoy. Sourdough and Desolation being two of the most well-traveled. Desolation was where one of the beat poets, Jack Kerouac, who wrote On the Road, he spent a season up here as a fire lookout for the Forest Service. He couldn't hack it. It was when you come from a busy, city like San Francisco, and all the entertainment that he was suffering there, coming out here and being in isolation isn't. Some people can't deal with that. But he did write a great book called Desolation Angels, based on his experience up here. But this is another great place to escape to. This is Sourdough Lookout, and that's on top of Sourdough Mountain. You have to trudge through a little bit of snow still this early in the season. But you can still get up there, and it's gorgeous, the amazing views. And since zombies aren't very good at climbing, they lack the upper body strength and the mobility. Sourdough is a great one to try to hike. It kind of goes like that. You gain about 1,000 feet per mile. Whoa. Yeah. Yep, it's a little grueling. We call it the stair stepper. I'm still working on getting up there. I've got to burn a few more of my reserves to make it up that hike. But there's lots of resources. There's a wealth of abundant resources here for food and foraging. So right here we've got the 5 major types of salmon, and as well as the anadromous trout, the cutthroat, and the steelhead. You've got the pink, coho, chum, chinook, and sockeye salmon. They all run freely on the river here. And that actually is, there are no salmon ladders at our dams. And historically, before the dams were there, when the Skagit River ran freely, it's the 3rd largest river on the west coast. There's about 10 billion, with a B, billion gallons of water a day flow along the Skagit. And the gorge walls kind of create this impenetrable force of water pressure that the salmon couldn't get up much further than where the gorge powerhouse is down in New Halem today. So there was no need for any salmon ladders, and they've had several surveys done that show that it's one of the few environmentally certified low-impact dams in Washington. It's fantastic. So you've got an endless buffet of fish to suffice yourself during the zombie apocalypse, as well as berries. We have all kinds of berries: huckleberry, salmonberry, Oregon grape. That one's a little tart, but it's a great medicinal plant. Blueberries, blackberries. It kind of goes on for a while. But how many of you are aware that you're allowed to actually you can forage for berries in your national park system? So you've got to be a little more prudent than in the Forest Service. Ours is about a pint a day per person. So that's pretty good. That'll suffice for your breakfast in the morning, with yogurt and some granola. When I have a complete balanced breakfast. But especially when you're on the run. But in the Forest Service land, you can actually pick over a gallon before you have to get a permit.